the alternative RXP at 103.9. 719 Day Brewfest is going to be here before we know it. It's July 19th at Switchbacks Stadium. Chance for you to celebrate everything local. Local beer, local food, local music, also local rum and whiskey. Cockpit Craft Distillery, one of the participating breweries, or I should say distilleries, that's going to be at 719 Day Brewfest. And I actually have Calder here from Cockpit Craft Distillery. How's it going?
It's going, you?
Good. This is really interesting. So Cockpit Craft Distillery, that's kind of your rum and whiskey choice for 719 Day Brewfest. Is that right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
We were going to be the only distillery that's there, so it's great to be there with some great local beers.
Yeah, you guys are brand new to Colorado Springs, aren't you?
Yes, we've actually just had our grand opening just a couple of months ago.
Wow, brand new. That's awesome. So tell us your story about starting Cockpit Craft Distillery.
So I guess it all started several years ago in my garage with some experiments with me and just a bunch of other aircraft maintainer friends of mine. And so through hundreds of experiments and through just research, hundreds and hundreds of hours of research, we came up with some recipes that people just told us, hey, there's nothing else like this on the market. You really need to go into business. So then when I was in Afghanistan, I made the realization that that might be a possibility. So we ran the numbers, decided to come back, hit the ground running, and took us a couple years to put the whole building together and everything, but we're finally in business. And one of the things that people don't really know yet is when you see a sign for brewery, you know you can go in and have yourself a pint. Mm-hmm. But when you see there's a sign for a distillery or the distillery in town, a lot of people don't know. A lot of times you can go in and they have a tasting room. Like us, we have a tasting room. Our bar is actually made from the tail of a C-45 Expediter. It's
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a really cool place to go, and we can make classically made cocktails. From making the whiskey to making the cocktails, we always use the best ingredients, and we've been told that we have some awesome cocktails.
And tell me a little bit more about the names of all your drinks. I looked at a little bit online, and tell us about that.
So, yeah, what we wanted to do is, of course, being aviation guys and being in an aviation community like the Colorado Springs is, we've got 5 Air Force bases within a stone's throw. We wanted the aviation theme, so we really like historical aviation. So our whiskey is called P-51 Mustang whiskey after the P-51 Mustang World War II era fighter. And then our rum is named after the FG-1D Corsair rum, and that was another fighter from World War II. And Corsair means pirate, pirate means rum, right? So
yeah, absolutely. So what can we expect from Cockpit Craft Distillery at 719 Day?
So we're going to bring our rum, and we're going to bring our whiskey, and I believe we're going to be bringing a sneak peek at our we have a sweet tea rum that we're coming out with that we've gotten great responses on. So while we're waiting for the label approval on that one, we'll be bringing it out and letting people see what it is and see how they like it.
Cool. What's your go-to?
My go-to is definitely the whiskey.
Yeah.
Whiskey on the rocks. That's the best way to do it, especially when you're watching your calories these days. That's the easiest way to get a buzz.
Yeah, it is. You don't have to watch anything. Yeah. Yeah, so if people don't want to wait until 719 Day, where can they check you out now?
They can definitely come by the distillery. We're open Thursday through Sunday, 3 to 11, except for Sunday we close early at 8. And like I said, we're family-friendly, laid back. It's just kind of like a brewery feel for our tasting room, And it's a great place to come. We'll give you a tour. I'll show you the separated column still that I built myself. You can sit down, have a seat at the tail of the aircraft, and have yourself a cocktail.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in and telling us all about this. You can definitely check them out at 719 Day Brewfest. Again, coming up on July 19th. If you still need tickets, you can find ways to get them over at 1039rxp.com. Also, the 1039 RXP Facebook page. $35 for admission, 6 to 9. Just $10 more for VIP tickets. Get you in an hour earlier. And we're going to feed you as well. You get dinner. Calder, anything else you want to throw out about Cockpit Craft Distillery?
Yeah. I wanted to throw out. We're at on Galley, just east of Wooten, so we're just a mile away from Galley and Powers. And then I wanted to let people know too. They can check us out on our Facebook page or on cockpitdistillery.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you, John Eddie, again for coming in to again check out everything you need to know about 719 Day Brewfest over at 1039rxp.com.